Greetings, booktubers, and welcome back to Grammaticus Books. And today on Grammaticus Books, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite box sets out of my collection. And it is, of course, the Lord of the Rings box set. And I think this is one of the best hardcover box sets that's ever been produced. And the reason I say that is because it not only combines just all that old vintage heritage, but it has been done in such a high quality production that I think it really makes this a special 3-volume set of Lord of the Rings. And I'm going to share it with you guys here today on the channel. So here it is. It is the Houghton Mifflin Company box set edition of Lord of the Rings, published in 1965. It is a second revised edition of their publication of these books. And here you've got it in the box. And it's a pretty nice box. It's a standard just hard cardboard box set covering it in here, but it's done in pretty good quality. And you get this nice logo right there on the side saying Lord of the Rings. And what I also like about that logo there is the font. The font just screams 1960s. I mean, you look at that font and it just takes me right back to the 1960s, to the title page of the movies in those old movie theaters. That just really reminds me of that font. And then you've got the 3-volume set inside here. It's got a nice tight fit to it. We're going to slide them out, but it comes out nice and easy. It is really fit very well into that box. And of course, we've got the 3-volume set here. And I'll start off with Fellowship of the Ring. Each one is slightly different. The Fellowship of the Ring has been done in a orange motif. There it is, kind of the wraparound on it. And the pattern that's on there is called a spatter pattern. So they've used a spatter pattern in order to design the cover. And it really just looks like an evil mist around a ring wraith, or you're underneath the fires of Mount Doom. I think it has a really nice effect with that spatter pattern. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Ralph Bakshi. That's something he would use in one of his movies. And then on the back, you've got a nice little design of the Eye of Sauron as well. I will say that the orange motif that they use on here, it creates a little bit of a low contrast with this sort of gold lettering. It makes it a little hard to read. But other than that, it works really well. And then we open it up here. It's got $50 on the inside of the cover. I bought this from a place where I bought a lot of some of my really better collections of books. It was on sale. I'm pretty sure I got this for about $35 at the time. And that would have been probably close to 30 years ago when I bought this. So you open up again and you've just got this nice crisp lettering on this beautiful paper. And the paper quality in these books is amazing. This is a very dense grain, very high heavyweight paper that they put it on. It has a high opacity because of its weight, so you don't see through it much at all. Nice thick pages. And because it also has that dense weight to it and it's been produced with such quality, when you run your fingers over the top of these pages, you don't feel any of the grains that you would in a lesser quality paper. It feels like you're running your fingers over the top of a smooth, polished granite tabletop. It just has an unbelievable feel to it, and it's actually a little cool to the touch. And then you look at the printing on it, and it's just got a really nice, crisp lettering that was done onto it. There's no fading, no smudges on it. It's not blurry on the edges. A super crisp printing off of the printing press, with a nice, almost true India ink black on it that makes for just a high contrast and very easy reading. Just really nicely done. The binding on it is a sewn binding that's held up really nicely, as you can see. And then the top of this book, to match the orange on the cover, the top of it has been dyed just this beautiful sort of orange gold on the top of the cover. And that's the Fellowship of the Ring out of this Houghton Mifflin press. The next one you've got is the Two Towers, which is done in a red spatter pattern. Again, you've got the Eye of Sauron on the back. And again, this is the 1965 second edition, revised edition of this from Houghton Mifflin Press. And the same quality here on the inside interior of the page is just spectacular. I wish you guys could feel this. Just has the most smooth feel to it. You could run your fingers over it all day long and not get bored with it. And of course, the top of this one is done in a brown, a darker brown, the dye on the top of the pages, in order to match the darker red cover there with the Two Towers. So that's the second book. And then the final book is, of course, The Return of the King. And this one is done in a deep purple, almost a royal purple. Again, with that spatter cover, that spatter pattern for the cover going across it. It just gives it that really nice fantasy feel to it. And then you've got a purple Eye of Sauron on the back there. And again, you've got the real high quality sewn binding on it. And for this one, they've dyed the top of the pages purple for the Return of the King in order to match that spatter cover, that spatter pattern, say that 3 times fast, on the cover. And again, the super high quality print, the true India ink black on the pages, the really nice high density, high opacity paperweight. And the piece de resistance of all 3 of these books is when you get to the back of the book, all 3 of these books have in the back of them folded up a large fold out map of Middle Earth that is just spectacular. It's a great map. I'm gonna go ahead and unfold it and show you guys the map, but I'm gonna have to pause the camera because it's in here. It's in here very, very fragilely attached into this book, and it's gonna take me a few minutes in order to take my time to be very, very careful to open it up without damaging the map. So I'm gonna turn off the camera for a bit. I'll be right back. For you, it'll be a split second. And I'm gonna unfold this with a great deal of care to make sure that I don't tear it, and I'll show you guys that map. All right, booktubers, so we're back. Here we are with the Fellowship of the Ring. I'm gonna very carefully tilt this over, show it to you. I think the easiest way for me to do it is this way. And it just have this nice big fold out of Middle Earth. And this is from Fellowship of the Ring. So I think this is going to concentrate mostly on the areas where the Fellowship of the Ring took place. And it is done in just this beautiful black ink. And then you've got the orange there to give it a 2-color tone onto it that is just wonderful. And I've got to be really careful with this thing. It wants to roll down on me, and it's just going to tear where it's attached into the book. But hopefully you guys can see that really well. I hope that's a good shot of it. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna fold this one up, and then we'll pull out the map for the 2 towers. And if my memory serves me correctly, each map and each one of these books is slightly different from the other one. So there, that's folded up back into the back of the Fellowship of the Ring here. And now we'll open up the 2 towers. So I'm gonna pause the video again while I very, very carefully open up the map onto the 2 towers. Hopefully you don't hear a scream, which would be me tearing the map out of the back of this book. So I'm gonna pause it, and here we go. And here we go, we're back with the 2 towers. We have the map in here. And again, I'm gonna try, that was close. I'm gonna try as carefully as I can to hold this up for you guys and show you this map without tearing it out of the book. There we go. And this one's the same, but the third one's different. The third one, I think you guys are really going to enjoy. It's going to be a bit of a surprise what they put as a map into The Return of the King. But again, you've got the nice black ink drawing on there with the orange setting off the Bay of Belfast, Hardawaith, and the rest of Rohun, or Rune, I should say, over there going into Mordor with a really nice map. And then the third one in The Return of the King is actually going to be a little different and a little unique. So I'm gonna go ahead and very carefully fold this up. So hold on, guys, while I take care of this. And okay, we're back. I got the 2 towers folded up. That was very close. I won't lie, I was nervous putting that one back in there, but I was able to fold it without tearing it any further, doing any more damage to it, and get it attached back into the book. So I've got Return of the King here. I've got it opened up. And as you can see from this one, it is a little different. Let me hook my finger under here. Try to get this book supported a little better before I pick it up. There we go. And for this one, for Return of the King, you get a different map. You get a close-up of Gondor and of Rohan and of Mordor, where all the action in Return of the King takes place. I'm gonna try to get that over there, get you guys a real good look at this one. I think I've actually got a hold of this one where it's gonna show up a little better. I'll hold it there for a little bit in this awkward position, but it's out. It's safe. I'm holding it up, so we'll keep it up here for you guys to look at for a bit. And it gives you that nice close-up of where all the action is taking place here in Return of the King. And now I'm going to pause the video again while I very, very carefully fold this map back up. So bear with me 1 second. All right, I got it back in there. I was nervous about that. All three of those maps made me very nervous, but all three of them went back in just fine. A big sigh of relief. They're back in here. Beautiful, beautiful maps. A beautiful, beautiful production here of Lord of the Rings by Houghton Mifflin Press from 1965, second revised edition. If you find yourself in a position in order to obtain a copy of this box set, I highly recommend it. It is a wonderful, wonderful box set. I love it very dearly. There it is with all three of them put back in. Their maps still attached to all three of these books. It might be a while before I take those out and do that again. I hope it showed up all there on the camera. You guys were able to see it. So when I go to read Lord of the Rings, do I reach for this Houghton Mifflin Press box set? Absolutely not. It's not what I reach for. This is what I reach for every time. This is my most loved. This is the best edition over here, and this is my most loved edition because this is what I read when I pull out Lord of the Rings to reread it, which I often do. I reach for these old Ballantine book paperback editions, and this is what I go through. And I would take this over these Houghton Mifflin press books to read any day of the week. This is a nice, sort of display piece for your bookshelf, but this is the one that gets all the love from me. I love these old Ballantine press editions. They're the ones that do it. But thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at that this Houghton Mifflin box set here as much as I enjoyed showing it to you guys. And with that, I'm going to give it a wrap. I'm going to call this one a wrap. It's late at night again on Saturday night. I'll hope to have this up for Sunday morning as a video on the channel. And with that, I'm going to say take care. Be safe. I am going to take care and be safe with these maps and these books. And I'll catch you guys next time.